Hey guys, Brandon here from A Plus Tree Service. We're at 40 hours on the Derette. In the manual it calls for the first 50 hours to give it an oil change. I'm just gonna go ahead and do it now because the machine's down right now. It's a weekend. We're at 40 hours, so close enough. After that it calls for an oil change every 100 hours after. So we got the machine here ready to go. We got our oil, we got rags, we got the handy dandy toolkit that it comes with. We got the filters, and then I picked up this toolkit, just came in from Amazon. We'll check it out, see how it looks. So it's nothing fancy, but I wanted to have a little toolkit for in the truck because we've been having so many issues with the equipment this year that I figured it's handy to have a toolkit like this. If anybody's interested, I think it was like $110 for this kit. I think it's like 205 pieces, but this will be handy for having in my truck. So first things first is obviously I let it run for a little bit to warm up the oil, thin it out. The next step is going to be, seems a bit of a pain in the butt, but under here you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bolts that you got to take out to get this plate off, and then we'll start draining the oil. So let me get those off. Okay, so it's a 13 mil here. It would be easier to park this on something. Did I just break this wrench already? No. It would be easier if you had some pieces of wood that you can park it on to get a little more height, which I will probably do for the next time. I will mill some wood up so that I can just drive it right up and get under this easier, because this is kind of a pain in the butt. But for the sake of everybody else that might not have a mill or a way of doing that, I'm gonna do it this way. So 13 mil socket. If you had an electric wrench, it'd be a lot easier because you can't get an impact gun under here, but you would be able to get a electric wrench under it. Okay, so once you get the 8 bolts out, you got that off, I'll bring you under here so you can see where here's the drain bolt right here. So we're gonna undo that and we'll get the pan under here. Okay guys, the downside of this Amazon thing is the highest it goes is 19 mil. So I had to break out my other set because the size you need for the drain bolt is 22 millimeter. So we're gonna crack that, get that off, and we'll get the oil pan under there. See if I can set you guys up so you can see. Okay. Not too much room here. Okay, so you just want to crack it by hand, get this over here so you're not leaking all over, especially I'm doing it over my nice concrete, so I'm going to try not to spill everywhere if possible. Another thing you could put on is gloves. I'm not wearing gloves, but so there you have it. It's leaking out good. Once you crack that, open this and take the fill cap off, it'll let it drain a little quicker. Just leave that right there. So you'll just let that sit, let it drain out, and we will get the oil filter off right now. Okay guys, the oil filter is in one heck of a spot. It's down, way down there. So I'm gonna take this off, see if I can get my hand in there. I have my doubts that I'm gonna be able to get my hand in there. And then usually, you know, especially from factory, an oil filter's on there pretty tight. Oil filter wrench on it. So I'm gonna take this side off. I'm gonna take the other side off as well, because I'm gonna need the other side off to check the oil once I pour the oil in. So stick with me, I'm gonna take these off. $13 mil for all that. Yeah, there's no way I can get my hand in there. No possible way I'm getting my hand in there. So that ain't gonna work. I might have to reach up from underneath, and that is gonna be hard. Okay guys, so I took this off, but you can't get your hands to the oil filter, so I took this little one off right here. 1 second, buddy, 1 sec. But I can get my hand on the oil filter just barely, so I'm gonna try to weasel that off. Just so you know, get this off. The only problem is I have my hydraulics not in the most ideal spot right now, and I can't start it because obviously the oil's all drained out. So I would say when you're changing your oil, try to position the hydraulics so that this is out of the way of here as much as possible. Hey guys, part of the video that cut out was removing the oil filter, but I just wanted to let you guys know that in the toolkit you have this that fits the oil filter. Was unable to get it from this access point right here, so I ended up having to jack up the machine as high as I could. I put blocks under the tracks, and then I reached up under with this tool, and you're able to just crack it. You can only move it about maybe a 1/4 inch at a time, but once you get it free, then you can weasel your hand up in there and get it loose. Just wanted to let you guys know that tool is in there, so you know, make sure you use it. Oil filter is in, and now it's time to put oil into it. Put a new air filter in too. We just put the oil in, and yeah, new air filter. Now we got to take this off, check the oil. So we'll see where it is on the dipstick just to make sure. Another part that cut out was me pouring the oil into it, but I'm pretty sure that's pretty self-explanatory. The oil fill cap is right in there where I took the cap off. Just get a funnel, get a good long funnel for it, and you can put the oil in. If you need to know how much oil, it shows right here in the book. So depending on what motor you have, I have the D902. So it's 3.1 liters. So just pour 3.1 liters in, and then check on the dipstick, make sure, you know, it looks good. If you have to add a little bit, add a little bit. But yeah, it's right here on page 19 of the manual for your Kubota motor. So there it is. If you guys want to know what kind of oil I use, I always use Shell Rotella T6 synthetic, and then 5W40. I use that in my truck, my chippers that are diesel, my lift that is diesel, anything diesel that I have, I use this oil, and I've never had a problem. It's a little bit expensive. I put it in my trucks as well, but this is a really good oil. So if you're looking for a good oil to put in your diesel machine, especially your Derette, pick up this. Okay guys, so the oil change on the Derette wasn't horrible, but it was probably one of the worst oil changes I've ever done on equipment. But you know, like that machine right here, like my lift, takes no time at all. The chippers take no time at all. The loader is a bit of a pain in the butt because you got to take the whole back off, but it's still easier than the Derette. And then my stump grinder, it's super easy. The only problem is, so draining the oil, taking the pan off the back, or the the guard that's underneath, taking that off, that kind of sucks. It's 8 bolts and it's hard to get under there. If you had this jacked up, everything would be a lot easier. But the main problem was getting the oil filter out. You got your oil filter tool in the toolbox. It fits nice on the oil filter. But the problem is the access. So at first I tried taking this guard off right here. You can't get in there at all. The alternator, the exhaust, everything's in the way. So I raised the arms and took this panel off right here. It still doesn't give you much access. So I ended up having to jack up the machine, put it on blocks, get under there. You can get this tool on it, but you can move it about a ½ inch every time. So once you have it broken free enough, you'll be able to get the oil filter out. But that is kind of a pain in the butt. You know, it's once you have it free, you can get your hand on it enough. If you have smaller hands, it's probably even easier. But yeah, it is what it is. Here, to check the oil, you got to take this off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, seven bolts here. Take that off. The dipstick is just straight down there. You can pull it out easily enough with this guard off. It would have been nice to have an access panel here that you can just open up and get at it. I think they might have changed that by now, but that's not a big deal. So the oil is done. We're at 40 hours right now. So in the book it says to do the oil change, the first oil change at 50 hours. So we're 10 hours early. After that, it says change the oil every 100 hours and the oil filter every 200 hours. So the good news is I don't have to deal with the oil filter for quite a while. So that's a bonus. So like, you know, it's a kind of a crappy job, but putting 200 hours on this machine takes a while. I've ran this thing a lot, used it on quite a few jobs around the house, and I have 40 hours. So all in all, not too bad. So that is the oil change on the Derette V1000. It kind of sucked, not too bad, but it's done. And the good news is you don't have to do it too often. And I wanted to say shout out to Jeremy. He's one of the viewers that bought my Derette grapple off me. I hope that grapple works out well for you. And as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.